I do think Bijan Robinson is the best running back in football. So
Kyle Pitts had a touchdown last game.
I understand. His 7th of his career.
You know what that means? It's time for a segment so hot, we bottle it, and my grandmother keeps it in her purse for headaches.
Okay.
It's upset alert.
I love the new.
For the third consecutive week, I don't know who's going first, and we'll ask our producer.
Well,
Coach?
before we have to show
no,
Coach,
please.
you know this year, they're upset alert standings, and I got good news for you. Greg Jennings came through last week for you, and you guys are leading. You and Greg are combined as one team.
Okay, great.
You guys have 8 points. Now, you might be confused about how the points work. Luckily, I've got that taken care of for you as well. It's a very simple system.
There's some error on here. People are tweeting me about
there's no error. Maybe don't worry about it. It's very simple. If you cover the spread but don't actually get the upset alert, you get 1 point. If you get the upset alert correct, you get 3 points plus however big of a dog they are. So the reason you guys have 8 is San Francisco was a 5-point favorite. Greg picked the Vikings. You get 8 points. It's very simple. You understand?
Yep.
You and Greg are on one team. Bruce on one team. Wild's on one team, and he's losing. He hasn't gotten any right.
I've gotten
Wow,
points. I've scored every match.
Okay, yeah, but you're getting right.
You got 2 points?
Yeah, but they don't.
Each of my games have covered.
They've covered, but you haven't gotten any one exactly right. That is how it works. And now
Coach is going. Gosh darn it.
See,
We gotta get rid of it. Maybe
I'm glad
I'm glad
we saw the rules, although it's hard to read through them that quickly. I wish I could get a whole,
printout.
They're in the Bible.
I've got it. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me find it
my
for
God,
you.
can we
Go
just do
ahead.
my grandmother's an alcoholic joke and get to the thing?
Well, here's the thing I asked in production too.
Go.
I wanted to know whether you could do an upset alert parlay because I was going to do 2.
Oh, wow.
I was going to choose Atlanta over Kansas City. That would have been one of them. But I'm actually going to go to a
Greg
bigger
would have been
dog.
mad at
Swinging
you.
for the fence.
Yeah, I'm going Carolina over the Raiders.
I like this
I'm
one.
going Carolina over the Raiders.
Dalton did.
Andy Dalton, so the Red Rocket or the Red
Rifle.
Well, he's got both.
Okay, sure.
He uses both names. When you look at his level of production versus what Bryce has been able to do, it's significant. It's significant in quarterback rating. It's significant in touchdown percentage. It's significantly less sacks. It's a little bit less interceptions, and I think that Bryce, this is probably the best thing for him to be able to take a step back. And I would imagine everybody else on that Carolina offense, and really
the best thing for them too.
That Carolina team is now all they want to do is have an opportunity to go in and have a chance to win the game. And Bryce really hasn't been giving them that to this point. So they'll have that boost coupled with the Raiders' big win, the emotional letdown.
Oh, yeah, I agree, Coach.
So they have the gigantic win. Now Carolina's coming to town. They've got a new quarterback.
Yeah, I buy that.
It could be
letdown for the worst team in the league.
Right,
They're not playing
world
the Chiefs.
champs.
It could be very easily one of those things where we had this huge win. Now these guys are rolling in. We're gonna overlook them, and then Andy Dalton infuses a little bit of optimism and hope and probably a better level of play, and they come out with the win.
Coach,
I like that.
that would be worth 9 points.
That's a good one.
That would be 9 points.
9 points.
What would my parlay have been worth?
Oh, we don't do upset.
Oh, that would have been
But-
huge.
And it would have been worth 0 because the Falcons aren't beating
And
the Jets.
I might have even added Cleveland over.
Oh,
Don't
my
get-
God.
Giants over Cleveland.
Coach over Kaepernick. My God.
I had all
Coach
different-
is out.
You like the game.
Too many Thursday nights watching football with me watching me fire bets on DraftKings. He's now wants to get in on the action.
Hey, promo code first things first.
Yeah,
You get
FTF.
$5.
Nice.
Promo code FTF. Go ahead.
All right, I like yours, Coach. I've got Arizona over Detroit.
Oh, Coach,
I like
that.
this
That's
one.
Super.
I don't like
But I like
Kyler plays his cards right.
Not bad.
Like that?
Oh, I like Kyler.
You like Kyler Fleury?
I like Kyler Fleury.
Detroit, and look, I'm not predicting doom for the Lions. I think they're going to have a great year, make the playoffs. But I think they are dealing with being the hunted versus last year. People knew they were good, but they were not sneaking up on teams, but they weren't the hunted. They were still the hunter trying to prove we can get to the playoffs. And now they have to deal with this prosperity, and it obviously wasn't great last week. I also think that Hutchinson is going to get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
But Kyler can play into that. Like, he's going to be moving, and he's great on the move, throwing it and running it. So I think that Arizona can get this game, and they're at home, obviously, be a huge win for them. And everybody will be talking about the Cardinals.
Can I respond real quick?
Like that.
So I feel like the Lions played the game against the Bucs very un-Lionsy. I think it was like, oh, the Bucs' whole secondary's injured, so let's throw the ball a ton. And they had just won the previous week in overtime, because in overtime they're like, we're just going to run the ball straight down your throat and beat the Rams that way. I know, Coach, you're not used to hearing me talk like this. But against the Cardinals' defensive personnel, I'm not saying, Brew, your pick's wrong, but if the Lions just say, we're just going to maul you and run the football, I don't think the Cardinals will have an answer for that. So if the Lions lose, I think it'll be because they try to put the game in Jared Goff's hands when they don't need to.
This one's going to shock the world. It's time now for the Punxsutawney Phil of football to make his upset alert picks. A lot of people are like, what's that mean, Punxsutawney Phil of football? Oh, I get it. Covered with fur and live in a log, just a coincidence. Because I can see the future. This one's hot, and it's going to blow you away. The Prince goes into Buffalo.
Yeah!
Takes a W. Prince is back. Prince is back.
Yeah.
First of all, that doesn't make any sense. Well, remember LeVar Ball? Remember what he said?
Never lost.
Never lost. That's the Prince versus Josh Allen.
That is true.
2 wins, 0 losses. Josh played okay.
He would have beat him at Clemson, Wyoming, too, if he got a
Oh
chance.
my God. And whatever high school they went to. Josh, I heard that story about Josh. No stars.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's out here with Gatorade trophies. Exactly. Finally, Trevor needs this game. Andy's an underdog. Does Trevor believe in himself? Well, you better believe it. He does. 9 wins as an underdog in the last 3 seasons. Best in the NFL. And I'm also going to my roots. People are like, you don't believe in Trevor. You don't have a blonde wig in your thing. I don't. Do you remember when Upset Alert first took off? Caught the world by storm? It's when I bet on Trevor beating the Bills.
Was that really on
I don't
Jags
think
Wire?
that's true.
Yeah.
Is that true?
What do you think? I'm making that up?
Yeah, I do.
No. I mean, I'll tell you what's true and what's not. 100%, I don't live in a log. That is 100% true. And finally, turnovers. Josh is holding on to the ball.
Yes.
Ball security, sure. Do I think that's going to stand the whole year? No, I think he's going to pop one out. Jags have yet to force a turnover. They're due, just like last night. I was up here being like, Patriots haven't turned the ball over. Next thing you know, blah, 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 turn the ball over. Straight up,
I love it.
Jags win in Buffalo.
That's why he's doing it.
No,
His motto is be kind, and he feels like
I
that's
forgot
the
about
little.
So now he's going totally all in on Trevor.
We
I forgot about be kind. It's not some esoteric.
No, I forgot that you used to have a little sign that
Yeah,
said
you
be
have.
kind.
That's why he feels so
Maybe we
bad
need
about
back
it. So
in here
now
so you
you're-
stop yelling at us.
you need to go
Now
to
what
Trevor.
is it time
Oh,
for?
Nick's picks.
Fresh off a hot week, a winning week. Nick's picks. Last week, what I do? Oh, no big deal. Just 2-1. Back on the winning track. Colts screwed me. That's fine. It was, you know what, good for Malik Willis. I'm happy for you. 3-3 on the year. Bears covered. Falcons covered. Never a doubt for either one of them, even though they were both very doubtful. All right, now this week. First 3-0 week of the year. I'm going to shock America. Eagles +3. I like Philly here.
Wow.
This line was Philly -3 before Week 2 started. A 6-point swing in the line. Yes, A.J. Brown's hurt, but it's also because people have way overvalued the Saints. Derek Carr, as a favorite, 22, 37-2. I still don't trust the Saints offensive line. This is a back down to earth game. I'm getting 3 points with, I believe, the better team, even though I don't
You
think
got
Philly's
Philly
even
winning, not just covering.
Well, this is Nick's picks, buddy. I got Philly +3. I get the 3 points. Don't you? You guys,
So
you
we
worry
don't
about
know.
straight
You
up
won't-
winners.
you won't-
I am right now giving you Philly +3. Next, this one I've got winning, or at least losing by only 1. Chicago getting 1. They're better than Indy. Indy's best defensive player is injured. They can't stop the run. They're allowing 237 yards per game on the ground. Jalen Johnson is going to pick Anthony Richardson because he didn't watch Jalen's podcast like CJ did. He's not going to know what palms means. And Caleb is going to be the first rookie quarterback to throw a touchdown. And he's going to run for a touchdown like coach's guy Jaden Daniels has. 2 touchdown game for Caleb Williams. The Bears get a win. They get to 2-1. Coach's playoff pick, my Super Bowl pick, stays alive. And lastly, I mean, if there's a hand in your money on the street, just pick it up. Kansas City in a dome, finally against a team that isn't playing their biggest game of the year, finally against a team that doesn't have an all-pro level quarterback, I'm only laying 3 points. Mahomes off a bad loss, check. Mahomes in a dome, check. Mahomes on the road, check. Mahomes in any situation, check. And there's been a little too much chirping by that side of the table about, well, I don't know, Xavier Worthy. Yeah, he was unbelievable in the first game, but really when you look at it, one of those plays didn't count in my own historical record book. And so I have real questions about him. This guy's saying they don't have Hollywood Brown. They've never had Hollywood Brown. They've never played for him. The Chiefs lay 3. 3 picks. Eagles getting 3. Bears getting 1. The Chiefs laying 3. That's a 3-0 week. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.